Deep in the heart of the jungle, untouched by human hands, there existed a sacred valley, known only to the jungle's most ancient creatures. The air was thick with mystery, the leaves rustling with secrets known only to the trees. For centuries, the jungle had been peaceful, home to a diverse range of wildlife, from tiny insects to towering apes. Among them was the mightiest of all, Kora, the Ape King. Kora was no ordinary ape. His massive frame dwarfed every other creature in the jungle, and his strength was legendary. He was wise, a protector of the balance of life in the jungle. The creatures revered him, for they knew he held the jungle's delicate harmony in his powerful hands. Every sunrise was greeted with the calls of birds and the footsteps of animals moving in peace, all under the watchful eye of Kora. But as all peaceful times do, this era of calm would soon be shattered. Beneath the earth, in the forgotten depths of an ancient volcano, something stirred. Unseen for millennia, an ancient beast, dormant since the dawn of time, began to awaken. The tremors shook the jungle, waking every living thing from its slumber. The birds took flight, animals fled, and Kora felt the shift in the ground beneath his feet. The beast that had awoken was a creature of myth, known in the ancient texts as Gargor, the monster of the deep earth. Larger than any known predator, its scales were harder than stone, its eyes glowed with the fury of forgotten ages, and its roar could shake mountains. Gargor had been sealed in the volcano long ago by forces unknown, but now, something had disturbed its slumber. The jungle was about to face a terror it hadn't known in thousands of years. Kora knew he had to act. As the guardian of the jungle, it was his duty to protect the creatures who lived under his care. He could feel the earth pulsing with Gargor's approach, and he knew that the monster would not stop until everything in its path was destroyed. But Kora was not one to give in to fear. He gathered his strength, knowing that he would need every ounce of it to face what was coming. The jungle's creatures sensed the looming danger. The rivers ran still, the birds went silent, and even the mighty predators of the jungle, the jaguars and the tigers, retreated to the shadows. There was a stillness, a waiting, as if the very air knew that a battle of unimaginable proportions was about to unfold. Kora climbed to the highest peak of the valley, surveying the land he had long protected. In the distance, he could see the smoke rising from the old volcano, where Gargor's monstrous form was beginning to emerge. The creature's size was unbelievable, even to Kora, who had faced many foes in his time. But this was different. The animals of the jungle began to gather around Kora, sensing his leadership, looking to him for guidance. Among them were the swift jaguar, the wise old tortoise, and the great eagle, whose wingspan seemed to touch the sky. They all knew that Kora was their only hope. "There is no running from this," Kora said to them, his deep voice resonating through the trees. "We must stand together. This jungle has been our home for generations, and we will not let it fall to this beast." The creatures nodded in understanding, though fear was evident in their eyes. Kora's bravery gave them strength, but they knew the battle ahead was not one any of them could predict. It was as if the jungle itself was bracing for impact, and Kora, the towering Ape King, would stand at the center of it all. But Kora knew he could not do it alone. He needed to be stronger, faster, more powerful. And so he sought out the ancient spirits of the jungle, beings of wisdom that had long protected the land in unseen ways. He traveled deep into the heart of the jungle, to a place where the oldest trees grew and the earth hummed with ancient power. There he called upon the spirits. "Great spirits of the jungle," Kora bellowed, "I seek your guidance and your strength. The beast from the depths has awoken, and I must protect the balance of life here. Grant me the power to defeat this monster." The ground trembled, and a voice, deep and ancient, echoed through the trees. "Kora, Ape King, you have long been the protector of this land. We will grant you the strength you seek, but know this: strength alone will not defeat the monster. You must fight not just with your might, but with wisdom, courage, and unity." With that, Kora felt a surge of power flow through him. His muscles grew stronger, his senses sharper, and his mind clearer. He knew what he had to do. As Kora returned to his valley, he could see Gargor approaching. The monster's colossal form towered above the trees, its eyes glowing like molten lava. Each step it took shook the ground, sending tremors through the jungle. Without hesitation, Korra let out a thunderous roar, signaling his readiness to face the beast. The animals that had gathered around him watched in awe as their leader, the mighty Ape King, prepared for the battle of a lifetime. Korra charged toward Gargor, his massive fists pounding the ground as he moved. Gargor let out a deafening roar in response, its jagged teeth gleaming in the dim light of the jungle. The two titans met with a clash that shook the earth itself. Korra struck first, using his immense strength to deliver a powerful blow to Gargor's side. The monster staggered but quickly retaliated with a swipe of its massive tail, sending Korra crashing into the trees. But the Ape King was not easily defeated. He rose to his feet, shaking off the debris, and charged again. The battle raged on for hours, the two giants trading blows with earth-shattering force. The jungle trembled beneath their feet, trees were uprooted, and rivers were diverted by the sheer power of their conflict. But as the battle wore on, it became clear that brute strength alone would not be enough to defeat Gargor. Korra remembered the words of the ancient spirits, "Strength alone will not defeat the monster." And so, he changed his strategy. Instead of meeting Gargor's attacks head-on, he began to use the jungle to his advantage. He climbed the trees, swinging from branch to branch with incredible speed, dodging Gargor's powerful strikes. He used the environment to trap the monster, leading it into areas where it struggled to move its massive body. But even with this newfound strategy, Gargor was relentless. The monster's rage seemed unstoppable, and Korra knew he had to end the battle soon, or the jungle would be destroyed. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the battle-scarred jungle, Korra realized he had one final chance to defeat Gargor. He would need to use everything he had learned, every ounce of strength and every bit of wisdom to outsmart the monster. He led Gargor to the edge of the ancient volcano, the very place where the beast had been sealed long ago. The volcano's mouth loomed ahead, its fiery depths glowing ominously. Korra knew that if he could get Gargor close enough, he might be able to use the volcano to his advantage. With a final, powerful roar, Korra charged at Gargor one last time. The two titans clashed again, their roars echoing across the jungle. But this time, Korra had a plan. He maneuvered Gargor toward the edge of the volcano, using his agility and the terrain to his advantage. In a final desperate move, Korra leaped onto Gargor's back, using all his strength to push the monster toward the volcano's mouth. Gargor roared in fury, thrashing wildly, but Korra held on with unyielding determination. With a final, earth-shattering roar, Gargor lost its balance and tumbled into the volcano's fiery depths. The ground shook as the monster disappeared into the molten lava, its roars fading into the distance. Korra stood at the edge of the volcano, panting heavily, his body battered and bruised. The battle had been won, but at a great cost. The jungle was in ruins and many creatures had been displaced by the chaos. But Korra had fulfilled his duty as the protector of the jungle. He had defeated the monster and restored the balance of life. In the days that followed, the jungle began to heal. The animals returned, and the trees slowly grew back. Korra, though tired from the battle, continued to watch over the jungle, ensuring that the balance was maintained. But the battle had taught him something important. It was not just strength that had won the day, but wisdom, strategy, and unity. The jungle had survived because Korra had learned to fight not just with his fists, but with his mind and heart. The creatures of the jungle looked to Korra not just as their protector, but as a symbol of wisdom and courage. And Korra, the mighty Ape King, knew that his role as guardian was not just to fight, but to guide, to protect, and to maintain the delicate balance of life in the jungle. And so, the legend of the battle between ape and monster lived on, a story told by the creatures,